not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And today I'm going to go back in the past and talk about the Jeremy Meeks situation. Jeremy Meeks. Meeks. This guy right here. For all those that remember, back in 2014, his mugshot went viral. And that's a pretty good mugshot, don't you think? It's almost like this mugshot was done by a professional photographer. I'm looking at it, the shadows behind, how his head is tilted. So, and we know the story about Jeremy Meeks. You know, this guy's a felon, Pookie and Ray Ray, whatever. Dusty his whole life, in and out the system, in and out prisons. And this mugshot, it went super viral. And then he got, not only was the tarts melting in their underoos, but this guy got modeling contracts or whatever. Like he was, but in jail, he was getting all kind of modeling. Probably every modeling agency wanted this guy. Females wanted this guy. They was gushing over this guy. And I'm starting to think that maybe this guy is a plant in the modeling industry, because I'm like, that looks like that's his actual mugshot that went viral, and that it looks so professional compared to even pretty boys celebrities who got mugshots. Mugshots normally make you look terrible or bland or plain. But anywho, Jeremy Meeks' story proves a lot of things. It proves how hypocritical society is. It also proves the liberals being right, saying that, you know, certain people and certain circumstances end up a certain way, and if certain opportunities open to them, then they go that route. Because as far as I know, Jeremy Meeks hasn't been involved in any more trouble. It doesn't mean that he's a stand-up guy, because he's not. And back when this first went viral, it's funny, here on YouTube there was very little people talking about it. The whole you know what I'm saying, social commentary game wasn't really spiking yet. Yet there are some people, I know Tommy Sotomayor did a video on this guy back in the days, you know, when he was the king of black YouTube or whatnot. And I liked his video. He get a take. It's like these females are oozing over this guy, and they don't even know what this guy did. They just look at the mugshot and it was like, ooh, you know. And then the reason why I did this video, I recently saw a video by some female who did a deep dive on this guy, and just how she was wording it, and was like, people were so sympathetic to Jeremy Meeks, so sympathetic. They was like, how somebody who looks so good could be in this predicament. It had to be society. He was railroaded. He was dealt a bad card, and she was talking about how his parents suffered from substance abuse, you know. And my thing is, if you're going to be this sympathetic, if people wanted to be, because there was a lot of people that were rooting for this guy, sympathetic to this guy, you know, when he was getting locked up or whatever, you should be sympathetic to pretty much all criminals. Don't make an exception because of how this guy looks. You know, there's one viral mugshot of that big bald head guy who's looking real mean, and everybody's saying, keep him in jail, keep him in jail. I'm pretty sure that guy has a story. Maybe his parents suffered from substance abuse. You know what I mean? All that black culture, black fatigue, yeah, that didn't exist during Jeremy Meeks' days. Because of the way he looks, yeah, people just will overlook. And it also proves that women like bad boys. And with Jeremy Meeks, because when a lady did a deep dive in her video, she showed like pictures of his parents. Like he's mixed. His dad looks like Suge Knight. Both his dad and his mom. His mom looked like she was white. Maybe she was Puerto Rican. I don't know. But his parents wasn't particularly, amazing looking. It's like this guy and his brother. He got a brother that almost looks like him. Uh, uh, he just got the best features from both his parents. But his dad is definitely black. His dad looks FBA. And this guy has these universal features because all women was going crazy over that. Not just black women. Black women, white women, it's all of them. Even the Young Turks did a story on this guy. And Anna from Young Turks, was melting over him. So, but like I said, it was like whatever he did, they didn't care what he did. But if you're gonna be understanding with this guy or whatever, and felt that he definitely needs a better show, we got to do that with everybody, because a lot of times we just want to throw these criminals away, and they're a problem and so forth. But hence, going back to what I said about YouTube commentary, imagine if this guy went viral today. If this mugshot went viral today, man, and it'll be interesting to listen to someone like Poetic Flacco, Pink Book Lessons, all these guys that's feed off anything viral. Abbott and Peach, and so forth. What would their take be on this guy going super viral? And this dude, yeah, he wasn't dating black women. Even when he was dusty on the streets, yeah, I'm like his baby mother while he was in prison, she looked like she was mixed or she was Puerto Rican. Most likely she was Hispanic. His baby mother was Hispanic, and then once he got out of prison and came up, he started dating a daughter of a billionaire who's in the fashion industry. So I'm like, this guy was in his bag, and the daughter of the billionaire, she wasn't particularly really attractive. She wasn't even better looking than his baby mother. I think him and his baby mother, but he had kids. This dude had all kind of red flags, you know what I'm saying? In and out of prison, had kids and so forth. He would be somebody that theoretically would get his balloon popped. Yeah, so he dumped her, and then even getting with that billionaire girl, he was his infidelity. So he's still doing his thing. I think he's starting his own clothes brand. I don't think nobody's gonna wear that. He's doing low budget movies. He's still got millions of followers on Instagram. He's a whole lot older, and we know, light skinned people, when they get older, they don't age as good as dark skinned people. Let's put it that way. I would love to see someone like Antonio Talks or Young Don, talk about this guy. But here on YouTube, we got to talk about everything that's new and current. We can't go back into the past, no matter how extraordinary the story is. But still, me looking at this guy, I'm still wondering, was this guy a plant? Maybe he was a real life street dude, you know what I mean? But some fashion agency guys, they could be on a level like, hey man, you know what we can get? Let's see if we can get a real street dude. Not a fucking rapper street dude, but the real article. Kind of like that movie American Fiction. We want the real article. You know what I'm saying? Set them up. Give them some nice mug shots. You know what I'm saying? Have them catch a bullshit, I don't know, fucking gun case. You know what I mean? And really work his mug shot or whatever. And then because we're going to make a lot of money off this guy, because it's not that, you know what I'm saying, he's a pretty boy, but he's a pretty boy directly from the streets. You know what I mean? We get a professional photographer, do his mugshot, set all this up for him or whatever, and then all these modeling agencies will come in and we're going to get 60%. It's possible. Now, looking at this guy's look, I think about the term looks maxing. And I don't fucking care how much looks maxing you're doing. You're not going to look like this guy. Well, at least not how he looked in his mugshot. Like clavicular or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. He can do all the meth. He can get all the nose jobs. He's not going to have the same appeal as this guy. One thing that gives this guy appeal, because he's a real live fucking street dude. You know, I'm surprised Jeremy Meeks hasn't been running around doing a bunch of podcasts. But like I said, back when, you know, in 2014, the game was different back then. Not everybody didn't have their podcast. But yeah, it's an interesting story. I do think the dude is a plant, but that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Never stop learning.